evening, freaks. I'm here to do an unboxing today and also to do the collective weekly weather report. We kind of skipped that last week because I already had done one for the month of March. And I also did a full moon in Virgo read that covered the collective and also broke down reads for each individual sign. It's like 4 hours, over 4 hours. So that was about all I could handle, to be honest with you. But today we're going to do the weekly weather report with this new deck of cards that I received from my sister, Lucky. I just want to give a shout out to Lucky. Thank you so much. These came as a total surprise. It's pretty wild because my sister and I have a very special connection. We're 12 years apart in age, so she's my younger sister. I'm the eldest in the family. But we've always had a very special connection, and she's always been very aware. She's always had um, psychic gifts since she was very, very young. And so we've always shared a very special connection with each other. And it was really interesting because the day before these unexpectedly showed up on my doorstep, I had a dream of owls. And it was like one of those dreams where it's a lucid dream and it just kept coming in for me throughout the night. I kept like waking up out of the dream state and then going back into the dream state and would pick up the journey again with this owl. And it was really powerful. It involved me being given these keys. This owl would give me these keys that unlocked certain energy centers in my body. And when I turn the key and release the energy in that space in my body, it like let go of different old energetic attachments. It was really wild. It was a really trippy dream. So when this showed up on my doorstep the day after that from my sister, it was just like such a reaffirmation of that special connection that we share. And I love you, Lucky. Thank you so much for these. I really look forward to reading with these. I'm so excited to break them in today, and I wanted to unbox them with all of you. I thought we'd just combine, the weekly weather report with the tarot of the owls. So let's dive into it, okay, and have a look. First of all, really nice box, okay. It's got some stability to it. It's one of those nice, real, they use thick cardboard for this box, so definitely will preserve the integrity of the deck and the book. I love it. It has, the magnetic um, closure, so it opens up like a book, which I love. Beautiful little ribbon detail. I love when decks come like this and there's this kind of care and attention put into them. Gorgeous book. I mean, right off the bat, look at this. Look at this book. Wisdom of the Owls. Big hermit energy on the front there. I feel like it's really interesting because we're in this space, right? Right before we enter the spring season, which is happening on the vernal equinox in the northern hemisphere on the 20th. And then on the 21st, we start the whole cycle all over again with that new moon in Aries. And so that's a big initiation point. I'm really feeling this strongly that this sort of sparks when everything really starts to get put into motion as far as the new path that we're all stepping onto collectively. Collectively, we're all stepping onto a new path. 4:44 on the clock when I said that. I think everybody is feeling it. They're feeling the advent of change. They're feeling the energy building, right? But I feel like up until now, if there's something about this energy that came in with that Virgo full moon. At the same time, we had Saturn enter Pisces. So it's this really interesting energy dynamic where it is that temperance energy, right? Like in temperance, one foot is on the earth, one is in the water. And I feel like that's that kind of energy of Saturn in Pisces. It's almost like this recalibration, finding center, finding that place of balance, which often in order to find that place of balance, what do we need to do? We need to find stillness, right? A little stillness, a little quiet. It's sort of that moment of, okay, I'm readying myself. I know that I have to take up that Ace of Wands. I need to direct it. I need to take action, and that's coming, and everybody's feeling the momentum building. There's keys that are going to come in that will unlock that door of opportunity that comes in right around that time. So do pay attention to that. But already, this is already opening up so much. Oh, this is beautiful. I don't want to reveal all the pages inside because they show the cards, but look at this book. I mean, this is a really high quality book, nice glossy pages. This is really special. Oh, I'm so excited to work with this deck. And it goes into a description for those of you who are learning tarot, you're wanting to explore some different decks. This really goes into details. It's really kind of cool. They give a basic introduction to tarot, how to work with tarot. They also talk a bit about charging your deck, preparing your deck. And they even have some different tarot exercises you can work with, daily tarot exercises. Oh, this is kind of interesting. That gets the cogs in my brain turning, okay? I might introduce a little something here at the channel with these cards. Might be kind of cool to do some journeying with these cards together, right? And then it's really cool. They go into a whole description with each of the cards that includes the upright meaning, the reversed meaning for those of you who do read reversals. When I first started out with tarot, I didn't read reversals. And that was back when I was 18 years old. It was the first time I picked up a tarot deck. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. That was like, oh my gosh. So it's like been 30, 32 years. 32 years ago is when I first picked up a tarot deck. It was a Rider-Waite deck. And, I just read upright, because it was easier for me to become acquainted with the cards. And I really was looking more at getting used to how the cards are speaking in relation to the other cards that come in with it. That helps paint the story. And so considering what cards came in with it, that would help me tap into the shadow aspects of that card, or is it operating out of some kind of positive energy, some kind of blessing energy? All right. But now I really like to work with reversals. I really like to work with not even just reversals. Like, I notice how it's coming in. Does it fall on the floor? That means something to me, is it coming out a little askew? That gives me clearer information about the situation. Is it coming out sideways? Is it a crossing influence, And I don't do layout so much. I have with the weekly weather reports sometimes, but I get bored with that too. I'm one of these people that I have to just free flow explore. All right. So whatever way you come to exploring the tarot is your way. Trust it. All right. That, you'll hear a lot of people say the right way to do tarot or real tarot or whatever. Ted just shook his head. Yes. It's like, there is no wrong way. It's how these images speak to you and what they unlock in your own intuition. Okay. So please don't take things too seriously. Explore, play. Intuition is a creative space. All right. It does have at the back, some different spreads you can work with. So this is a really nice book. Let's look at the cards, shall we? Let's look at the cards. I'm so excited. Oh, Lucky, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I love you so much. You're so good to me. You're so good to me. Oh, I feel emotional. I love my sister so much. I really do. I love my sister so much. I'm really lucky. I have wonderful siblings. I love my brother too. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get the plastic off of these. I feel all sappy. I don't know. Have you all noticed that? I've noticed ever since the full moon in Virgo with the Saturn going into Pisces, I felt a lot more like emotional, a lot more emotional, just kind of easier to access the heart space. Must have to do with that Venus Jupiter conjunction. I am ruled by Venus, so that makes sense. You know, there's that expansion of the love and expansion of the beauty and all that action going on. We do have a couple more of those Venus Jupiter meetups coming up too, which is why it's such a big time of initiation after that new moon. On the 23rd, we have Pluto going into Aquarius. All right, so that's wild. That's revolutionary energy. It's the time when many of us will activate our inner teenager and rebel a little bit. Okay, we'll take a walk on the wild side. And then we also have on the 22nd and the 28th, Venus and Jupiter doing that meetup, sauntering in the night sky together. You still can see them out there if you go out and have a look at night. They're really beautiful just to watch them kind of pull in closer to each other over time. I've really been enjoying it. I'm going to go ahead and consecrate these cards. They're really calling for that. I feel like that's important with this particular deck. Owl is one of my life path totems. I just want to pay a little respect to my Comanche ancestors and offer up a little tobacco to these cards, because I know that they're going to work with me on that level, bringing in that totem medicine really strongly. May these cards just always provide clear guidance, the ability to see through any obstructions, any veils of illusion, providing clear sight and wisdom and how to move forward that serves the highest good of all who receive any guidance from these cards. Thank you. Oh, all right. Let's have a look at them, okay? We have the Fool, the Magician. Oh, these are so cute. I love this. Look at the High Priestess. So beautiful. The Empress. Oh. Empress is ready to take a leap of faith, man. Did you see that? Ready to take flight. The Emperor. Mm. The Hierophant. The Lovers. How sweet. This is a really sweet Lovers. I love this because traditionally in tarot, the Lovers is about a choice, and usually the Lovers are going in two different directions. But I've noticed with some of the newer decks I got, like the Paulina Tarot is really interesting because the Lovers on that card can be taken multiple ways, but they're not pulling apart from each other. They're very much like caught up in this kind of magical energy, but that energy can work in many different ways. Sometimes, depending on the cards that come in with it, it can speak of like sort of glamour kind of situations where, yes, it's very intoxicating, but there's some level of illusion, something that's not being seen. Other times, depending on the surrounding cards, it comes in as just being swept up in that magical feeling of really connecting with someone on a soul level. And I love how in this card, it's just this sweetness. Look. Oh, it's so sweet. It's just such this sweet love. And look at the apples all around them. I love that. Okay. We got the Chariot. The cats are pulling the Chariot. That is funny. We got the Strength card. The Hermit. This is a great Hermit card. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, this is cool. Very cool. Justice. Hmm. The Hanged Man. Death. Hmm. It's interesting. Just as I pulled out the death card, my stomach like gurgled. I feel like a lot of you are in the process, like kind of digesting the closing of your old cycle. This is probably really front and center for all of you. There's that temperance. I'm cueing into that sun off in the distance. Like you'll be heading off toward that sunset once you got the, balancing work done. The devil. Ooh, yes. Look at that. I love it. Devil's in the details with that mice energy there. Mice are all about the details, the little things that you may not notice but make a big difference. Devil is in the details. I'm picking up this energy very strongly. It's about really looking at the little things that you might not think could trip you up, but could. It's important to kind of have that space as you prepare to take these leaps to really ensure that you've looked at the details. I think that we'll become aware of some of those details with that tower coming in. I do feel that Pluto going into Aquarius on the 23rd is going to bring in a tower for a lot of people. I feel like it's an awakening tower, though. A lot of what goes down, it's not going to be so severe in the sense that you've already intuited and you're already pretty well aware certain things have been illuminated about what's going down. So I feel it's more like an awakening of some way that you have been held back, but the awakening comes from within. It's like realizing that there's like some kind of story you've told yourself, or there's some kind of way that um, you've bought into a fantasy that actually kept you in this place of non-action. All right. And something happens where the cover is blown. And then once you've seen this, okay, this is what I need to do to move forward. There's some kind of awakening moment that is coming, though. I really feel that star. This is a gorgeous star card. I love this, like heading toward that North Star, heading toward that North Node of Taurus, finally understanding where you really want to invest your energy moving forward, because it's coming from a place of finally feeling like you're aligned within yourself, like you really value yourself. And you also value your quality of life, like you're ready to live life to the fullest. You're not willing to hold back and wait for life to breathe into situations. You're breathing life back into your world, and you're taking the necessary steps so you can take flight toward that North Star, um, where your destiny is calling you. I really feel that strongly coming in for so many people. The moon, the sun, judgment, the world. Okay, and then we got Ace of Wands. I'm going to show like the first few of these. Two of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Wands. Okay. It's kind of like gives you an idea. Really beautiful. Okay. So the, wands energies. fire energies. And then we have Ace of Swords, Two of Swords. Oh, that's really actually really beautiful. Look at this, Three of Swords. I love the artwork on these cards. That's actually so beautiful. I love the way that this owl is tending to those swords. So beautiful. The symbolism of that is really gorgeous. Okay. Four of Swords. I want to get into doing a reading with these, so we're just going to skip some of those. I just want you to get a feel. And it looks like they're basing it on the Rider Waite, traditional tarot as far as the different suits. And then we got the Ace of Pentacles. So this is actually a deck that if you are brand new to tarot and you want something a little different, you could absolutely work with this deck because it works with the same symbolism. Sometimes when different decks come out, they change up the suits, I've seen things like pentacles become baskets, or cups become bowls, things like this. And sometimes that can be confusing when you're trying to learn, in the beginning stages for pentacles. And I do want to just show the back of these cards. Isn't that gorgeous? So gorgeous. These are gorgeous cards. All right, let me get through. Yep, cups. Okay, so yes, this is right in alignment with traditional tarot. This is definitely a good deck for beginners who want to also explore, something a little different, because it can get kind of boring, when you just work with this. I love the standard, Rider Waite deck, but after a while you want something different, right? And it's funny because tarot is kind of like tattoos, it's like once you get one, you want more. And that's the way it is with decks. Like you want more. And you get something different off every deck or oracle cards that you work with. So, it's good to give a little variety. Look at that, Two of Cups. It's so sweet. I love the way he's sheltering her. That is so sweet. And I feel like that's what's really coming in for a lot of the collective. We got this soulmate energy coming in, and I feel like there's a lot of connection happening. Some people are having reconnection, some people are still having reconnection, but not from this lifetime. It's like you're going to meet certain people that have that feeling of sheltering, like you feel held with these people, you feel safe with these people, you feel seen with these people, and there's this beautiful sweetness that's kind of coming forward. It's sort of like that sugar coming in to temper a little bit of the bitterness. Three of Cups. I like this Three of Cups too. I like that Three of Cups. I like how it exemplifies what's kind of a more modern take on the Three of Cups. It does bring in a little bit of that kind of competitive energy, like third party dynamic energy. I think some of you have dealt with that, and you have somebody coming in that actually, they want to connect with you deeply. I think this is something that a lot of the collective has been struggling with for a minute now, a hot minute now, of wanting just more depth and love. And you have to consider what we went through over the past few years, especially when everything kind of got put on lockdown, and we weren't able to have that connection. We weren't able to really drop in deep with the people that we loved. There was this separation, there was this distance, social distancing, you know what I'm saying? And I think it had a big effect on a lot of people. And then it was sort of like once things opened up again, I think people were just hungry for affection, attention. Sometimes what happened during that period, when there was that distance, was a lot of people started kind of connections online, like they started sliding into people's DMs, and there were a lot of long distance connections that formed, and sometimes this created third party dynamics. And so I think now people are just trying to get back to life again. We've also been through such a huge cycle of doing so much shadow work with, that plutonic energy holding down the South Node, and places where we feel at war with ourselves too, with Scorpio, right? Because we got Mars and Pluto, Scorpio's ruler. We've also had a lot of Mars opposition Venus energy going on, especially last year. And that dynamic is going to come back in July with the changing of the nodes, because while Aries is taking over the North Node, Libra will be taking over the South Node, and taking over that position of Scorpio. So there's that piece too about we are in a place of karmic cycle, closing, where we really are starting with a fresh clean slate, but there's still that weighing up in the scales to be done, that we got a few more months to get there. So if you need to do some personal corrections, corrections to make that possible, this is a good time to do it. This is a good time to maybe clean up some messy dynamics if messy dynamics have developed, but I feel like this is what's coming in. Many people are wanting this. They're wanting to drop in really deep with somebody who can take it to that soul level, and I feel like there's this intimacy there. And there's also this feeling of covering, sheltering, like really feeling held, within that space of exploring intimacy, and there being a sense of safety around it with this person coming in. For those of you merging into union and looking for that, open to that, ready for that. Not everybody is, with the Four of Cups. Not everybody is, some people are still healing, and that's okay. The energy is speaking to different people in different ways, and it always is. We don't all have the same experiences. So let's take a look at these court cards that speak of different experiences, social activity, and people involved in our situations. We got the Page of Wands. Okay, pages are all about news. Okay, they're about news coming in. And the suit helps you know, like, what kind of news that might be. It can also symbolize young people or people who just behave immaturely. That's how I read it anyway. Okay, we got the Page of Swords. So again, we got, wands are fire. That's all about like acting, actually taking action. That's what fire energy is about. It's about having the vision and acting on it, not staying put, not sitting on your butt. It's like, sometimes it can lead to that real passionate, impulsiveness that's sort of like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. But that's how fire energy works. Sword energy is more about the thoughts, the initial inspiration. It's also about communication. It's about speaking truth and cutting off things that don't serve. Okay. And then we got Page of Pentacles. All right. So this is all about that earth energy. And it's about news. In this case, this may be speaking to the collective. You might be receiving some news that you actually have a tangible new beginning coming in, an opportunity you weren't expecting. This could be related to your stability and your finances. It might require a learning curve for you. There might be some kind of education you need to get, or in some way there's some type of skill you have to acquire. You might feel like a beginner in this area. You might feel a little scary to step into that. Okay, but this is an opportunity coming in, and it provides a solid new beginning to something you can really build on in the future. Okay, with that Page of Pentacles. And we got the Page of Cups. That's all about that water sign energy, and it's more like emotions coming forward. But it's something small, right? It's something small. It's just a page. It's a beginning of emotional opening. And then when we're looking at wands, we're looking at movement. Okay. We're also looking at a graduation of the energy. So first we get the news. There's this, message that comes in. Knight is like, okay, now what are we doing with the message that came in? How are we carrying it forward? We got Knight of Wands with passion and purpose. Okay. Fire sign energy. It's also now the energy is a little bit more mature. And you can look at this in terms of classifications for different characters involved in your situation, okay? But you can also look at it as just the inception of the energy and how is it maturing, okay? So, all right, we got this message. Now we know that this message leads to something else. That's how you would read it if you saw like a page come in and then followed by a night. You would know that, okay, this message sparks movement. It makes something happen. We got the Knight of Swords, air sign energy. Look, with determination, like I know where I'm going. I know what I need to do with this communication. Moving forward swiftly, right? The Knight of Swords moves forward very swiftly and decisively, all right? The Knight of Wands moves forward passionately and with purpose, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck, okay? So Knight of Pentacles, just, I'll just kind of like take my time. It's like he looks like he's doing the Monty Python funny walk. Yeah, I got all the time in the world. Again, I'm just gonna chill out, enjoy these rays. I'll get there when I get there. Collectively, people are really over that energy. Just saying, people are over it. They're like, no, we can't be bogged down in this anymore. At some point, there's a need for bravery, and I feel like this piece is really coming forward in the collective too right now. Like the need for bravery to really set your sights and have the courage to go for it. Even if you feel like I might end up with egg on my face, I might make a fool out of myself. It's about having a little bit of that daring, a little bit of the dreamer activated in you. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, that's moving forward emotionally, you know the heart is leading with the Knight of Cups, water sign energy. And then we got the Queen of Wands, fire sign collective. This speaks of actual like identifying traits of the different people involved in the situation. It can further expand, give a little bit of a clue. This is fire sign energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We got the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. We have the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. All right. And likewise, we have the masculine counterpart. We have the King of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Now, I just want to make sure. Why am I feeling like, let me make sure. Oh, good. Okay. I was going to say, where are the aces? They're here. The aces are here. Okay, good, good, good. All right. And the aces can be used for timing. They symbolize new beginnings, but they also kind of let you know when you might anticipate the new beginning coming. So, swords are wintertime, winter season. All right. And you see that even reflected in these cards here. I love how they bring in the nature piece. That's so helpful, right? Especially for those learning, it can be really helpful. The wands are fall, okay? And the cups are summer and the pentacles are spring. So if you ever have an ace show up in a read, that helps you kind of clue into timing. Now, it must be noted with working with tarot, timing, you can only get timing so dialed in, all right? You can give a general ballpark idea. I've found after all the years that I have been reading that I can get pretty good with timing. I can get pretty good, but it's hard to get totally specific, right? So you got to let energies kind of play out, because the reality is when you're looking at any kind of reading, it's reading the current energy in the room and how it's likely to express itself. Now, there is wiggle room within the tarot. Nothing is concrete. When you have a major arcana show up on the board, that's something that's like you're not going to escape this. That's part of your soul's path. It's something that is meant to happen, and it's kind of like that dharma, playing out in your life. When we are looking at any of the minor arcana, we are looking at wiggle room. Okay, so those minor arcanas help you see that if you continue to operate the way you have and make the choices that you've made, this is how the energy is likely to end up manifesting in your life. So that can provide you a clue. So if you're ever listening to a reading, you're like, I don't want that to happen. Okay, well, look at where you have that wiggle room and what's a different choice you can make. How can you change your stance? All right. So these are tools for transformation. And I just noticed bottom of the deck, we got the star. All right. So we're heading toward that north node of destiny right now. I feel like what's really coming in this week are keys that are going to unlock the doors that let us know where our true opportunity lies. And so it's all about us aligning with that right now. You see that there is very much this focus with this card, really heading toward that sun, all right? Heading toward that sun, that sun breaking through after a time of darkness, the brightest star in the sky, right? And it's that duality that within the darkness, there's always light to be found. And that's what we're really meant to focus on right now. We've been talking about this for a while in the collective reads. Something comes through, though, this week that gives you hope. All right. I'm really feeling that. Something comes through this week that like gives your hope wings and makes you actually feel like maybe I really am out the other side of what has been a really tough passage, right, collective? So this looks really good. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I want to see where can I put this for right now? I want to see what's coming in, and I will do a healing session sometime this week too. I know I didn't do one last week, but I really needed some opportunity to drop in and restore. I needed some sleep. Okay. I needed some sleep. I've been working really hard. I got a lot of things I'm developing right now. So it's taking up a lot of my mental space, and with all the mental activity, I tend to do my best work at night. I've really found that my sleep cycles have been a little thrown off, so I've been catching up on my rest. And I recommend that to a lot of you. I think maybe you have gone through a period where you've had to push really hard, and I think it's really wise at this time to create pockets of rest where you can. All right, so 3922, I'm going to put down this read for the collective. So you can drop in here and just check it out if you want to jump ahead, or if you come back to this video and you want to dive straight into the read. Let's go ahead and just give a nice cut, really get this deck cleared and all ready to go. Yeah, look at this, bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. So we know something else has got the wheel right now. All right. We're along for the ride, and it's up to us to go along for that ride willingly, not with resistance, but giving over to the flow. All right. You are going to be led step by step. It's up to you to pay attention. It's up to you to really see the signs, because the signs will be coming in. You're going to get the memo this week, all right? And this is something that comes in that gives you hope. It makes you feel like I really can move forward. I have what I need now. I know where I'm meant to go. There's something here that gives a feeling of inspiration. It makes you feel a certain lightness after a time of heaviness. Some of you are actually moving forward with some kind of health transformation. You really want to get your health in order. You're really wanting to shed some weight. I just got this, that maybe you've been feeling a little heavy physically. And often that can manifest after we get out of the winter season. It is a time when we do tend to put on a little extra padding. We tend to be more indulgent during the holidays and the kind of food that's available. The food is also very rich and has a more heavy quality when we're moving through those colder months. It's actually a very natural thing. But by this time, as we're getting close to spring, some of you might be really feeling not only that emotional heaviness that you're ready to just drop, you're ready to put those bags down because you want to get moving forward, all right? You don't want to be bag lady anymore, dragging all these bags behind you. You're ready to travel light. And that message has been coming in very strongly too. And the momentum is starting to build. But I think during this cycle, when there's been so much emotional heaviness, a lot of you got locked into the space, kind of like the bog, you know, where, maybe some of you turned to a little bit of comfort eating. Maybe you had some real lazy days. Maybe you let exercise slip a bit. Some of you might have been dealing with serious depression, and you just couldn't find the motivation. I feel a lot of you are turning the page on that. Now that we got more light coming in, you're also experiencing the lightening of your being. You're starting to feel like your vitality come back a bit. And I think a lot of you are going to be picking up like exercise programs, doing some kind of cleansing. I am going to be kicking off something here too that will be sort of like a road opener, blockbuster type of cleanse experience that will operate on all levels, mind, body, spirit. We're going to be doing a lot of psychic healing work. And I'm going to be bringing that in on the 21st. I'll be doing lives every day here, Tuesdays through Saturdays, over a 40-day period. So we can all come together as a community and really support each other in stepping into this new cycle. And I want it to be an empowering experience for everybody. I got a lot of response on Facebook when I put it out on Facebook. And I know I don't have a lot of community built here yet, as far as interactivity. More people are starting to show up on the comments, and to all of you, thank you so much. I really appreciate you bringing your voice in. It really means a lot to me. I want this to be a supportive place where we can all lift each other up in our growth. Okay. So this will be live lives too, where we can have interactivity with each other. You can drop in on the comments and we can talk about it in live time. And it's going to be really good. So be on the lookout for that. All right. That'll be kicking off with the new moon in Aries on the 21st. So I'm really excited to do that with all of you. But that can be a big support for this. Okay. I do feel like you're going to get the energy moving. You're going to be doing a lot of working with bringing yourself into balance, mind, body, spirit, by actually taking the steps. Maybe some of you are starting to ease into these changes this week. You're kind of like starting to clean up your diet a little bit. You're starting to move your body a bit. I've like seen people like kind of like going on walks, just sort of, getting the cobwebs out, getting things moving again. So let's see what's coming in, because we do got a big change in store. So, you want to be ship ready. I got that. I don't know. Maybe some of you are even going to be hopping on a ship. Maybe you're going to be taking some kind of cruise or something. That's coming in for somebody. All right. But I do feel it's also just like your ships are coming in, it's going to require you to actually get moving. You're not going to be just sitting around anymore. So, I think it's time to kind of like slowly move out of that rest mode, maybe get the schedule more dialed in, start to kind of get a routine going. because I think that you're going to be required to be showing up a lot more than you've had to, over the past few months. There's something about really having to be on your A game, I just thought, okay? So I think a lot of you are having some real big opportunity coming in, but what's that? What flipped up here? Ooh, okay. We got Five of Swords action on the board. What's this Five of Swords about? Five of Swords has to do with a feeling of betrayal, It can be somebody really moving kind of unethically. And this creates a feeling of bitterness, feeling of resentment. Maybe somebody is taking a move, considering some kind of move that they know could potentially create bitterness and resentment. I think maybe you might be aware of this situation. It's interesting here because we notice, owls are able to see through the dark, right? They are able to see what others can't see. And there's this movement here. Look at these two owls are flying off together, right? And I'm noticing this owl here is standing on one of the swords. Well, an ace of swords is about the truth. So I feel like there's this one person in your situation, and that could be you. I'm feeling for most of you out there, this is you. You know the truth of a situation. I think you know that there's a couple people that have been teaming up together and that they're kind of they're moving off in their own direction, but they're kind of leaving you outside of the loop of that. There's a truth that's been omitted here, but yet there is an awareness that there has been some kind of betrayal. I think there is the desire to communicate about this. I feel like this is that third party dynamic that got brought in. I feel like this third party dynamic can relate to any kind of situation too. So it's not just looking at romantic matters. This can be in some kind of a business partnership where it starts out, there's multiple people working on a project together, and then a faction forms and a couple people go off and they kind of go rogue and they do their own thing. This energy is very front and center this cycle. Yeah, we got this Venus Jupiter conjunction, true, but there's also a lot of dicey elements in play. And so this energy is also coming forward as well, right? We do have that tower moment coming in. It's illuminating stuff that's been happening in the dark, but I feel like you already know what's been happening in the dark, collective. I feel that very strongly. I feel like you've already gotten the memo. You're very much in touch with your intuition. You know what you know when you know it. You know when something doesn't feel right. And I think there's this sense like there's a couple people here that think they've gotten away with something, but they really haven't, because the truth always comes out. And I feel like that's something that's really coming forward. And I do feel like with that sword energy and just the way this owl is like holding on to that truth in such a focused way, that there's some kind of communication coming in this week that really highlights the truth. It finalizes a truth. It's a big statement of truth. Very interesting energy there. I want to know more about this. So tell the collective more about this Five of Swords energy coming in here, Spirit. What do they need to know about this? Give us some more details, please. I just heard 2 tickets to paradise, so I don't know if like there's a couple people that are like planning on going on some kind of like love jaunt. Maybe it's like a clandestine sort of arrangement, and there's somebody who's being left out of the loop. I think that person knows. I don't think anything is being hidden here. It's interesting because I'm also noticing in this Five of Swords, and just as I said that this card came out, okay, as a crossing influence, I'm noticing with this Five of Swords as well, look at these 2 swords are up by the tree. And that 2 of Swords reminds me of this, right? The 2 of Swords were normally the energy is kind of like blocked off, where it's like guarding, protecting. I feel like this is you, collective. You have spent some time, you blocked off some energies, you sat within yourself and got very clear on your truth. And now you're not feeling like you need to shield that anymore. You're ready to come forward and actually speak it, actually finalize it. I really got. And the crossing influence, ooh, yes, the hermit. There's something that really came to light for you in your time of darkness, as you took your space to yourself, you gained a certain light that's shining the way forward for you. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you learned who was working together. All right. You understood there was some kind of cooperative um, exchange going on here behind the scenes. I also feel like you started to figure out what energies, what connections were actually helpful for you, and where you wanted to start to sort of divert your attention away from this energy that had been somewhat of a betrayal. Um, I feel like the betrayal really comes from the dishonesty. It's not even so much about people feeling the need to go their own way. It is the withholding of truth that is the difficult thing. We see that with that owl holding on to that truth so strongly. So I think that you realized after some time on your own that, yes, you did have it come to light for you that these two energies have been working together. They've been keeping me out of the loop. But I think through this awareness also came the realization of what wasn't really helpful for you anymore, because there wasn't this um, mutual, exchange, and you discovered what would really bring you into balance. See, you, the juggler, right? We always see it as somebody juggling, trying to find a place of balance with the two of pentacles. But in this case, it's coming out as balanced. I think you know where your balance is. A lot of you are going to be also connecting with somebody this week that is going to be your balancing point. This is somebody who is bringing in some kind of helpful opportunity. That's what I'm really seeing. I'm seeing them hand this like Ace of Pentacles. It's like, I got a new beginning for you. Let me help you out. Let's get things to a place of balance. Something wasn't in balance and now it's getting in balance. Okay. There's a cooperative effort here to help somebody, possibly you, move away from this energy. I feel like this is assistance coming in for you, collective. In some cases, this is somebody giving you the money that you need so that you can move forward, or an opportunity comes in that gives you what you need so you can move forward and invest your time and energy in the direction that you want to go. Like there's something that you've been missing up till now that's been holding you back. For some of you, that's the truth. For some of you, it's actual financial resources or the opportunity to be presented. And I feel like it will be. This is an opportunity to move forward independently. We got Queen of Wands energy. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, any strong placement. Okay. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars. Got to throw Saturn in the mix because of what's going on right now. Or even if you just have a lot of planets, 3 or more planets, a stellium located in one of those houses for those signs, or strong placement in one of those signs. Even if it's not in that sign, the house still has an effect. Okay. So take that with a grain of salt. This is about really being in your independent energy and knowing what you are ready to grow in your life. These sunflowers, Anthony, from his visit on the hedge with me and Strega Lizzie, has forever changed the way I look at sunflowers. And now I only see them as the potential for all the dreams that have the ability to come into bloom as long as they are fed with passion and purpose. And so I feel like this is you really now having what you need to move forward independently with passion and purpose toward your field of dreams, what you're ready to grow, right? You're moving out of this place of being in a state of lack, feeling like you didn't have what you needed, right? 55 on the clock. So this is all about to change. And this allows you to really solidify that new beginning for yourself. Queen of Pentacles energy, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. So this is the beginning of your manifestations. What's manifesting? Ace of Cups, the beginning of love. All right. Beautiful. And it begins with you, with the Ace of Cups. And as Spirit pours into you this week and nurtures you, gives you this opportunity, gives you this communication, gives you this helpful person that can pull it all together, presents the opportunity to move forward into this new beginning that will bring you emotional fulfillment, first within yourself independently, but then it brings, the stability with the Four of Pentacles. And this is dear to you. 55 on the clock. You've dealt with a lot of change. You're ready to really anchor things in a place that feels fertile, like there's growth here, right? And we know there will be with the Nine of Pentacles following up here. This is you creating your own stability and a life for yourself where you feel fulfilled, where your health is radiant, where you're really operating at your maximum voltage. Like that's what I really got, maximum voltage. Like you're ready to live out loud, and live well and deliciously. And that's really coming in. But it's going to require some work on your part, right? Do the work though, and look at this reward. 10 of Pentacles. All right. So you're definitely, I'm really getting this vibe of really aligning with your North Node of destiny. You've done the work. You've found your own sense of worth. You're standing on your truth. You've cut the cords with what doesn't serve. And now you're moving forward boldly in this new direction and you're investing. Yes. And decisively, you've made the judgment with the King of Swords here. Air sign collective coming on through. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, all right? And what does it bring? King of Pentacles, okay? King of Pentacles, really manifesting that vision. And also with the 10 of Pentacles following the 9, you're manifesting that vision and holding it down with a counterpart, right? There's someone here building this with you. We know that. Come here, because we got the 2 together, rooting this new vision. So a lot of you are uniting with an important person, and it could be in business. Absolutely. It's something that will really fulfill you. It also could be in love, but you have some soulmate showing up on your path. This is a kindred connection. This person is here to help you open up the new chapter, and you're going to have something comes in this week that really inspires you about your ability now to move forward independently. And maybe that is what came through in that time on your own. Maybe you realize that wherever these people factioned off and split off from you, it's actually a good thing, because now you feel more in your own energy and in your element, and you're realizing the freedom this gives you to move forward. And as you come into alignment with the truth of that, you find somebody who's more on your level. They see things the same way you do, and this brings forward a beautiful gift. Ooh, and that's a yes with our Hierophant right after that. Okay, so a big message coming in. Let's do a cut of the deck energies, see what we got. This is the jump off point. Get ready with that Aries new moon on the 21st. Things are about to get moving forward very quickly. And I don't see you staying put, collective.